Every morning, as the first light breaks across the horizon, life inside the poultry barns begins with mechanical precision. Thousands of laying hens wake almost simultaneously under a programmed dawn. LED lights gradually brighten to mimic sunrise, synchronizing their biological rhythm. The temperature inside each barn remains constant at around 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius, carefully maintained by a climate control system. Sensors track humidity, airflow, and carbon dioxide concentration, ensuring optimal comfort and productivity. Nothing happens by chance. Feeders glide along overhead rails, delivering balanced rations rich in corn, soybean meal, calcium, and essential amino acids. Automatic drinkers release filtered, temperature-controlled water through stainless steel lines. From the outside, it may look like any other farm, quiet, simple. But inside, every movement, every sound follows a precise algorithm. This is where agriculture meets data, a self-regulated ecosystem designed for consistency, efficiency, and animal welfare. As the morning rhythm settles into motion, the story of modern poultry farming begins to unfold, quiet, precise, and endlessly alive. Before we dive deeper, take a second to support this journey. A simple like goes a long way, and subscribing to Cozy Farm means you'll never miss our next exploration into the science that. Now, step inside the system, where every heartbeat, every machine, and every feather is part of a living network of innovation. Each barn houses several flocks, grouped by age and production stage. Overhead control units monitor feed intake, body weight, and egg yield in real time. The feeding program adjusts automatically, increasing calcium levels as hens approach peak production or reducing energy density during molting. Humidity remains between 50 to 60%, while air is exchanged dozens of times per hour through automated fans and intake vents. Ammonia levels are constantly analyzed by sensors, with ventilation responding instantly to any deviation. Infrared cameras map the barn temperature, identifying hot or cold zones invisible to the human eye. If a section warms unevenly, shutters adjust and misting systems activate to stabilize conditions. Lighting intensity follows a 16-hour day cycle, ensuring proper laying patterns and reducing stress. Each light change, whether dawn or dusk, is gradual, imitating nature's rhythm but eliminating unpredictability. This meticulous balance of light, air, and feed forms the foundation of high-performance poultry production, an environment optimized for health, comfort, and output. Beyond the visible systems, every detail of nutrition and airflow is monitored with scientific precision. Each flock receives feed multiple times a day, preventing competition and ensuring even nutrient intake. Feed silos are equipped with load cells that monitor weight and automatically alert when levels drop. Every batch of feed is sampled and tested for mycotoxins, moisture, and nutrient balance before entering the barns. Automatic augers transport the feed directly to troughs, minimizing dust and waste. Before a single egg reaches the conveyor belt, the process begins months earlier, with flock selection and breeding. At AgriNova's partner hatcheries, parent birds are carefully selected for genetic strength, shell quality, and feed efficiency. Fertile eggs are incubated at 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit, 37.5 Celsius, with 55% humidity for 21 days. Automatic turners rotate them every hour, preventing embryo adhesion and ensuring uniform development. Once hatched, chicks are vaccinated through precision misting or gentle injection systems. They are sorted by sex, weighed, and transferred to rearing barns with a slightly warmer environment of 86 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit for the first week. During the rearing stage, feed composition gradually shifts. More protein early, more calcium later, to build strong bones and reproductive health. Each bird is tagged and tracked via RFID to collect performance data. By 18 to 20 weeks, hens are moved to laying barns, a transition designed for minimal stress. Conveyor belts, air-conditioned transport units, and consistent lighting ensure flock uniformity and biosecurity throughout the journey. The breeding chain itself is a world of control and genetic science. Breeding males are kept in separate enclosures with controlled lighting schedules to regulate fertility. Artificial insemination programs ensure consistent genetic traits, improving shell strength and laying rate across generations. Hatcheries operate under strict biosecurity, using HEPA-filtered air and UV-sterilized incubation rooms. Every chick is vaccinated against Marx disease and infectious bronchitis within hours of hatching, guaranteeing long-term flock immunity. Once inside the production barns, the hens begin their laying cycle. Each hen typically lays one egg every 24 to 26 hours. Nest boxes are gently inclined, allowing eggs to roll automatically onto soft belts without breaking. Beneath the calm rhythm of the flock, a network of conveyors begins its silent work. Dozens of narrow belts collect eggs from every row, merging into a main line that moves hundreds of eggs per minute. The surface beneath the hens remains clean. Droppings fall onto a separate belt that removes waste from the barn several times daily, improving hygiene and reducing ammonia. Throughout the day, automated counters track egg numbers per row and per hour. If production dips in any section, the system flags it for inspection, allowing technicians to check feed lines or lighting in that area. At the same time, egg temperature is maintained between 72 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, preventing condensation and protecting the bloom layer, the natural coating that seals the shell pores and prevents contamination. The system also tracks the flock's daily laying rhythm in remarkable detail. Egg collection begins early each morning, when hens are most active. Each bird naturally prefers to lay within 2 hours after the lights turn on. Sensors positioned beneath nesting areas record laying intervals, helping predict peak periods. The system adjusts feeding and lighting schedules accordingly, synchronizing biological rhythm with maximum productivity. This continuous process repeats every day, seamlessly linking biology and automation. Eggs travel directly from the barns to a centralized collection room. Here, conveyor belts move them through a series of inspection stations. First comes candling, where high-intensity lights scan each egg to detect cracks, irregular shells, or internal defects. Sophisticated optical sensors measure shell thickness and color consistency. Next is washing and sanitizing. A fine mist of warm water, followed by a gentle brushing system, removes debris. Then, ozone or UV light sterilizes the surface, eliminating bacteria without chemicals. The eggs are dried with filtered warm air, polished, and coated with a thin layer of food-grade mineral oil, extending freshness and reducing moisture loss. An integrated weighing system classifies each egg into exact weight categories: small, medium, large, or extra large, accurate to 1/10 of an ounce. Robotic arms pick and place eggs into cartons, aligning them perfectly for stability during transport. Every carton is printed with a traceability code, recording barn number, collection time, and packaging date. Within hours, the eggs are stored at 45 degrees Fahrenheit in cold rooms, awaiting shipment to distributors nationwide. Before reaching the cold room, every egg passes through a strict USDA grading sequence. Once sorted, eggs pass through a grading machine certified under USDA standards. Grade AA eggs with perfect shells and firm yolks are prioritized for retail. Grade A and B eggs are redirected to food processing partners. Robotic arms load finished cartons onto pallets, shrink-wrapped for protection, and each pallet receives a temperature sensor tag to monitor conditions during transit. Behind the precision and automation lies a strict system of biosecurity, the unseen barrier protecting both animals and consumers. Entry to production areas is restricted and requires full disinfection, footwear baths, UV hand scanners, and clean uniforms. Airlocks separate zones to prevent pathogen transfer. Each barn is equipped with automated disease detection sensors that monitor sound and activity patterns. A drop in movement or feed consumption triggers alerts to the control center. Feed and water lines are disinfected regularly with approved solutions, while air filtration units operate at medical-grade standards, removing dust and airborne particles. Waste is handled in a closed system. Conveyor belts carry manure to an external composting unit where it is dried, pasteurized, and transformed into organic fertilizer, turning byproducts into valuable resources. Veterinary teams collect data on flock weight, egg quality, and mortality daily, ensuring early detection of any issue. In addition to monitoring, strict human and vehicle protocols reinforce farm security. Workers enter through a multi-zone hygiene system, first removing personal clothing, then showering, followed by entry through an ultraviolet disinfection tunnel. Vehicles undergo wheel and chassis washing before entering farm premises. Every week, surface swab samples are tested for Salmonella and E. coli to verify sanitation effectiveness. Through constant monitoring, the farm maintains both productivity and animal welfare at the highest standards. Before we move on to the next stage of the process, take a moment to support our journey. A simple like helps this story of innovation reach more people, and subscribing means you'll never miss what's coming next.